map, best out of 3 single elimination between compLexity and Team Solo Mid to see who moves on. And my dog's as excited as I am to get this started. Dust, we've gone the long mile. We've gone the long way. Jojo agrees. So does everybody else. Thank you for sticking around with us here. Piston round's about to start. And
maybe you should just let him cast.
So maybe
okay, no, I mean, I was just going to let your dog cast, though.
All right, here, let's try it. Let's try it. Roka! Roka!
Oh, God. Don't. Just let him do his thing. You don't accentuate. I'll get live here to the pistol round. compLexity starting on the CT side. You're going to see TSM pushing a couple players over towards B to look for something, but Def in the meantime has been able to push window and grab a kill onto Adren and alt mid, so already a big opening frag there for Cole to kick things off. As now some nice flashes coming in for Whitman to take a peek at Banana, but he's not going to be able to find anything. Now he's just trying to fall back with his life. Takes a lot of damage, but he will get away.
All right, so now we'll see. Roka is 4 HP, like you mentioned, but they do have a 1-minute advantage for compLexity. It looks like they're falling back slowly from B, but the terrorist team are slowly creeping up here towards the entrance. The bomb is on the back of FNS. Shinobi's getting ready to peek out here, so he might get caught, but he still manages to get the headshot onto FNS. Whitmer with the backup, but he gets gooshed there by Semphis. It's down to a 4-on-3.
Oh, but Sick does catch Roka trying to rotate, so now it's a 3-on-3, and they're going to be able to pinch B and Shinobi. He's all alone. He's trying to stay alive. There is a flank coming in from his teammates at Banana, but he's got to buy time. So far, he's doing a decent job of it.
The USPs are just not connecting so far for the CT side, unfortunately. Look at all these whiffs.
Wow.
Shooting blanks. And it's 1-0 in favor of TSM. Semphis with a 4K that round.
A big round there from him. Unfortunate that that flank couldn't find any frags, as Shinobi was definitely doing the best he could to allow them to get in position, but it just didn't happen. And so TSM, they will go ahead and take the round. They will be able to go ahead and upgrade here. We are going to see Cole buy a lot of AG nades, so maybe they're going to do some type of nade stack down Banana and mid, see if they just can't push down and try to catch TSM at this choke point at T-stairs. But TSM, they're going to sit back and wait for that. They know this is coming, so they're just going to see if they can't absorb the pressure.
Well, let's see what happens now. So aggressive, and so far, it's finally going to be TSM taking the upper hand, thankfully, from FNS's 2 MP7 kills. That could have been bad news bears to start things off, because they were slowly closing in. Nice counter flashes from the arsenal that they had in terms of grenades there to just try to keep them back. And they're trying to connect long range, but at this point, the initial plan has failed, and I don't think they'll get more out of that. Well, okay,
Whoa.
maybe not.
Got a lot more kills than I thought they would. They actually have a 3-on-3 now. Dick does make it a bit better, though. He does grab one. That Mom will get plenty. He's also spotted Sangsington, so they know what's up.
Exactly, because he was already inside that pit. He's able to clear that area. Def not connecting his shots. I think he ran out of bullets at that point, too. At least there's a Galil he could savage.
Savage?
Wrecked.
He can
Brutal.
definitely savage that Galil.
Salvage.
There you go.
Scavenge.
That would you should have tried to cheat it that way. That would have been better. You might have actually got away with it. I might have believed you.
Well, at least they were able to drop down 2 for TSM. But I think they've invested enough. I think they did go for armor, if not mistaken, for that round. Indeed, they have. So at this point, it's going to be a full save coming through for compLexity to try to bring it back here on the CT side of Inferno. And they need as much money as they can, right? You want to get that op in the hands as fast as possible of Whitmer. So he does have that 5-7. But at this point, should have enough to at least go for a glass cannon into the next round. Meanwhile,
We're
though,
gonna see a slight stack here at Banana from compLexity. And when I say
That's
slight
right.
stack, I mean pretty much everyone is here except for one guy.
well, it's Sanks inside CT spawn getting ready to flash over. That Molly's just going to hold things off for a bit. But as soon as that dissipates, you'll see a bloodbath here towards the outside of Banana. So here it comes, flash thrown. First headshot, Whitmer onto Adren. Trying to peek back out here as FNS is playing all the way back towards that logs. He's able to get that first kill. Death Guarder to go for that wide peek. And now it's those 1 versus 1 peeks where you shouldn't have. I mean, stop after that first kill. And now it's going to be Sanks by himself inside this B bomb site.
Pretty much is in the bag for TSM at this point. They have a 4-on-2. Plenty of HP on most of their players. And it looks like they do have a free A bomb site that's already been discovered here by Automatic. That bomb will make its way safely up mid. They will get the plant, and this should be done with soon.
Bomb release is going to get planted now towards this A bomb site. Shinobi was looking for some sort of an angled pick, but that smoke prevents him from actually getting anything done towards the entrance of that library side towards Arch. He's going to hear automatic coming through. Does not connect. And that's going to be it. That bomb is going to go off on a 4 versus 1 situation. If not, Semphis able to get this kill before that bomb goes off, but he hears the footsteps. Funny that these guys are actually going on a hunt. Basically, you're just throwing your guns away now at this point. You know they're on a save. You don't really need to try to find them for a $300 kill when they have only invested $300.
Right.
But at least there's enough money there for TSM in this round, of course, to go for a full gun round. You'll see that op glass cannon for compLexity Whitmer.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where he'll take it. I mean, obviously, Ops usually do play our side, but you can see it sometimes go early banana for picks at car. Like Whitmer just going to throw a smoke for Roka in depth to play a little bit aggressive on banana, and he will take his op actually over towards the lane side. A little bit different. Something we see Yam do for Renegades, as well as JW for Fnatic, very famous for playing this side with the op, which is just a little bit unorthodox. And we'll see what comes from it, as we are going to see TSM gathered up mostly here towards middle. Whitmer does actually bring his op inside halls now, so he's looking to see if he can't take a peek out.
Nice
oh
pick.
no, Adren just takes him out, so that op has been dealt with rather quickly, and now this A-bomb site is going to be a bit exposed. Looks like we are going to see TSM looking to hit this any moment now. Adren still working the halls. Everyone else still gathered up at mid except for Sick, who's kind of lurking over towards B.
Shinobi looking to go for a peek with a flash from his teammates. He spots one, cannot connect with the spray. As automatic was close, did not get blinded at all. So Sanks gives his position away inside that pit. Let's see how much he could do. Nothing. Headshotted by an op, courtesy of Semphis. Dev finally gets the first casualty on the board for Team Solo Mid as they both try to run away. Another time where they bump into each other. And this time they actually lost a player. So Roka is going to attempt to save his gun here on the 4 versus 1. Shutter flash does not work. Sick gets the pick. And it's now going to be 4-0. With, you know what, there's a little bit of a struggle going on with Whitmer with the AWP, just because I'm assuming he's still trying to feel it out. Because picking towards mid, picking towards hallway. He didn't spot anything first, tried his luck inside that hallway, and did not expect for that drive-by to come through from Adren.
Yeah, it seems like hall plays like that are normally done earlier in the round where you can set up position a bit better, but whenever you're peeking into it so late, you don't have a flash to follow up or anything like that, it can be really risky, and you certainly saw how it didn't pay off there. Adren able to take his head clean off and really gave TSM a huge early advantage in the round, which they were able to roll out into a victory, and so now they're on the doorstep of a 5-0 start from the T side of Inferno, which would be quite a great start for this map. As Kohler just on pistols this round, not doing anything too special, though there is, I guess, a slight stack at A, though like 4-1's not super uncommon to begin with, but that's about all, as it's pretty quiet for now.
You don't really have a flash to work with for anybody from the pit for them to peek out towards mid, so you see that rotate coming back from B side. They smoke towards Arch for TSM, but it has to come down to Sanks. If he's able to get a kill right here, you might see TSM try to fall back towards B. But if they don't spawn anybody either, this stack might work back towards B. No, it looks like they're going to rotate back from the CT side, though. Sanks still waiting to get that shot. Manages to take down the Opera, actually. Here comes that peek. Deagle does not connect, though. Death inside that library. Burning down with a couple of the CZ shots. He's down to 60 HP. He's the last man standing. You know he's in there. And that's it.
5-0 start here from TSM, but compLexity will be back onto a full buy this round. Whitmer will be able to get the op back, and we'll see what he can do with his second attempt at it. As the first time around, he definitely got burned trying to go for a late halls pick, but maybe he'll try something different this time. We look to see where he wants to take it first. Like he will just head towards middle yet again. Nothing too fancy, as we are going to see the op on Synthis as well now.
Yeah, Whitmer's going to try to attempt to hold it back towards mid-site. They are playing something a little bit more basic right now for complexity, at least supporting more onto that double onto the porchway side. Although playing a lot more passively, so that gives a lot of room right now for them to come out towards that boiler. Because Whitmer at this point is only able to see up towards that mid side. So Automatic, Semphis are both moving their way down. We're actually making out of that boiler room gives them a lot more room to go for that pinch from hallway and porch side. And that could easily overpower at least Shinobi inside that site. Smart move right now for Whitmer to fall back a little bit here and opt from the archway side at least.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just a typical Halls control stuff to open up around here for TSM. Off the back of this, they could still even go for a late B hit. So there's nothing you can really tell here. They did force a little bit of a rotate towards A, though, and they're going to get a late B hit. Only Roka is there. He's got an Incendiary, but whether or not he'll time it out right is going to be the question.
Yeah, well, so far so good because he just threw out a smoke. So he still is able to run down at least a good 20 to 30 seconds there. There's that incendiary grenade. Finesse is actually going to run through that run. He gets easily headshotted, but they're running back up towards this A bomb site. Sanks has to come up big, gives away his position by flashing out towards that pit side. And one more time, he peeks out just at the wrong moment and gets dispatched by Sick. So the bomb is going to get planted at the default spot. Whitmer waiting for his teammates to rotate across. They're able to get 1 or 2 kills right now. You'll see that rotate coming through.
Well, Roka's already given up on it, it looks like. Looks like he's already taken his AK back over here to B. So I think they're just looking for exits and looking to say that's exactly what's going to happen. They'll back off, and honestly, that all came down to a double fake from TSM.
Nice shot.
They were able to get into B with Finesse alone, just Finesse on a solo push play, and he pulled a huge rotate off of the A bomb site. Just that one push into B that he did, and it gives TSM lane, and they're able to work the round out. And yeah, so now we're just looking for exits at this point. Roka trying to save onto this AK, but he may not be able to. Meanwhile, TSM fully healthy here. Yeah, TSM manipulating the rotations very well that round.
Yeah, I think at that point, if you're not really comfortable... Oh, grab that up. Nope. At that point, if you're actually playing by yourself inside that pit, I don't know if it's a good idea to try to go for that flash. You should basically just play Ninja inside that pit. They won't really check it because they have sold a double fake. They won't expect... Maybe they won't expect somebody to play inside that pit, and you might be able to catch off a few of them off guard. Yeah, you'll eventually die because they have 4 men pushing outside from archway and from the hallway. But if you're able to at least take down 2, that would have been a lot easier for the last 3 guys to rotate from B to overtake that site. There was no question at that point that Roka wanted to save his AK, as you mentioned, Dust. And the other ones that tried to rotate back and save, they never expected lurkers coming in from automatic side as well. And Whitmer never expected his opponent to be so close, and they immediately lost that up.
I just think they really thought it was going to be a late B round hit, and they had already, rotated an extra man to A early on to have kind of a 4-1. So I guess they felt like they needed to double back pretty quickly to B, and they just overcommitted to that re-rotation, so to speak, and it just exposed lane that pit player had to make a play or had to stay alive, one or the other, and neither happened. And now we have a 6-0 lead here for TSM.
Nice spray, at least. That's luck on their side to actually maybe start something on this half. But Semphis gets randomly sprayed through the smoke from Roka there from Banana side. But they are keeping them calm right now up towards this mid side for TSM.
That is the case here. It looks like they want to just get control of brackets here and see if they can't fight back, as they did lose a man pretty early thanks to Roka, but they'll do have a little bit to work with here. They do have control of middle. They're denying some information, but complexity has rotated that 4th man over to A, and Roka's gotten pretty aggro at B, so he's cleared that out. He knows no one's B as of now, and he's going to be able to hold car, so they can keep 4 here for Cole, and that's going to be hard to get past it for TSM.
Oh my god, he goes for a jump through the smoke, gets the kill, and Shinobi gets caught. Whitmer does not connect. Nice entry there by Adren.
Wow.
Sex is still inside that pit. They have no idea that Sex is inside that pit. There's that first kill. They know that Adren's inside the site as well from the kill cam. Just they don't know exactly where he's hiding. So it's a 2 versus 2. Could still be winnable right now. They have a kid to work with, but Automatic is lurking down towards that mid side. Sanks now spotted inside that pit side. Automatic washing it from Moto. Clock is ticking down. At least he's the player with that kit.
I don't know what that smoke did.
It's trying to bait out his teammate thinking it was a flash being thrown. That clock is ticking on that bomb. At this point, he's going to run away to save his gun.
And he'll get one more parting gift on his way out, but another well-constructed round there for TSM. Though it was maybe a bit of a mistake by complexity over the yard side. Like you said, trying to jump through the smoke and make a play. And you're a man ahead, just let him through, let him wrap. You have a presence in pit, just let it happen. But instead they tried to come out and fight, and they got torn apart. And around where TSM was in a pretty early 4-on-5 because of that overcommitment by Cole on the art side. They're able to steal the round back away. And you also got to give credit to Adrin. I mean, he's stuck inside fire on balcony. Still able to get the kill into pit from balcony, which is a very hard kill to get with no utility to worry about. But fighting inside fire and getting it, that makes it even harder, and he still got the job done.
Yeah,
big kill from Adrin.
To give a bit of a credit right there for that smoke that's being thrown by Sanks, maybe it's also the fact that he had armor with full health. Well, let's talk about it a little bit there. Right after, because we have some action towards this hallway side. It's taken over by TSM. They're about to run through for an 8-0 here as they take control of this A bomb site. Semphis gets the entry onto Sanks inside that netted site, which is also the A bomb site, if you guys didn't know. But Def and Roka will be the last two remaining, and Def is looking for a position to get something going on with that FAMAS. But at this point, after that bomb plant, he could pretty much be certain that it is going to be 8-0. So what I was trying to say with Sanks a little bit there inside that pit, yeah, he was throwing that smoke maybe because he had 100 HP, right? You hide at that corner with the bomb plant, you might be able to just survive. So maybe he was just trying to throw that smoke thinking that he was going to hide inside that corner to try to save his gun and then prevent the guys from pushing through and killing him from the site to prevent him from saving his gun. But then after he throws that smoke as a fake, he tries to run back towards Boiler to save it out towards that area instead. Maybe. That's my benefit of a doubt.
So 8-0 lead here for TSM. And money's still not even the best on complexity. I mean, they can muster up a buy, sure, but it's not ideal. They're not going to have an op involved anymore. But Whitmer hasn't done much with the op, to be honest. So maybe it's going to be better for him to have a rifle in this situation. Nope, going to be just on the CZ. Def on only a FAMAS, so it's definitely getting rough out here. They're going to try to go for an aggro B push. They're actually going to push through fire. It doesn't really hit them. They time it out pretty well, but Six still somehow wins that spam battle against Whitmer down Banana. And so, again, complexity going to start off really early, a man down. It's going to just feed the TSM a lot.
Fully had a nade to work with there, which they had none for complexity after that push. I mean, they only had the flashes and smoke to push down. And he could have done a little bit more damage, at least for that mid hold. And that being said, though, they're stuck back on a 2-2 hold. Very passive play on the archway side, so a huge opening for Team Solo Mid to capitalize on that. Yep. But they're still holding their grounds, waiting for aggressive pushes one more time.
Yeah, I mean, they're still just doing their normal run-of-the-mill stuff, which is just trying to get control of apartments, make sure you have that established, and then once you clear that out, you can go to so many different things. And so that's what they're looking to do. Looks like they might consider late B, the way that bomb is already still pretty far back towards the stairs. I mean, they still leave Adrian in the hall, throwing some nades, causing, a little bit of a distraction, so to speak. But it's definitely going to be a late B hit, and they've done all the right things to pull Roka over. So it's going to be Def alone inside the B bomb site. He has no utility to stop them from pressing through. So this is going to be difficult to deal with if you're Cole. They're just going to have to hit some really nice shots.
Yeah, they're now utilizing Adren to smoke up towards that mid to sell a fake. So you really have Def by himself in the corner, but he's also playing emo. So if he misses and whiffs the first few shots, that's it. He's going to get drawn out, mollied out or something, or just immediately die. So there's that first kill. Trying to go for a second one, but to no avail. Automatic capitalizes on that, and Roka's going to be the last man standing. 4 versus 1, hiding behind the smoke on the garden side. The bomb has now been planted. He's about to get flanked by Automatic as well, and that's it. That's going to be now 9-0 in favor of Team Solo Mid. And out of 9 rounds, it's only been 2 bomb plants that went off.
Yeah. Also, the silent hero that round was actually Adren. He cut off 2 rotates.
Yes,
that really
true.
kind of limited any ability for complexity to actually try to attempt a retake there. So, well done by him also. As it is now going to be 9-0 for TSM. Complexity back to just upgraded pistols only, and this has just been a whitewash of a game. I mean, TSM are just rolling through right now.
Yeah, complexity definitely on crutches right now in this third map. Kind of like what Peter is doing Croatia right now.
Oh my god. I had to get that one in there.
Of
Feels
course.
bad, man.
I love Peter. I wish him well. I hope he heals quickly, but That's going to be so unfortunate. Even worse, that you actually injured your leg sitting in a plane
Yeah.
due to turbulence. What happened? Was there
Yeah.
not enough baggage space, and he had to
I
leave
don't
his
know,
backpack
man.
under the chair?
And that would have been Energy's first land, so that really stinks that they're not going to be able to use their full 5 at it. Because that would have been some, I think, much-needed experience for that 5 to kind of gel a bit more, and now they won't get that chance.
All right,
But either way, let's get back into this one here, as we do have, like we said, Cole just on the pistols. They are stacking towards the A side of the map. Whitmer's already taken a lot of damage, but TSM might fall into this stack. There might be some hope for complexity yet to get their first round of the half if TSM keeps pushing the issue over here.
Let's to keep getting those good entries that they always did so far in this porch side. So Dren's going to be the first one trying to scout it out. Sees nothing there towards Graveyard, and there you go. Those are entries I'm telling you about. There's one, there's two. Second inside the site. Third falls, and only one kill out of that. It's going to be the tryout Adren. Seems to be honeypotted a lot here in this whole matchup so far. In a sense that he's pretty much unlucky. But the end result is what works. And they're currently winning 10-0.
Yeah, it doesn't get much more dominant than this. I mean, even when you look at the rounds, a lot of them, these have, lived with 3 or more guys. So it's not even like the rounds have been super close. There have been a couple of close rounds, but most of them have been pretty dominant for TSM. And, of course, the overall score is definitely the case. We are going to see the double op coming up this time for complexity. So even though Whitmer couldn't do much with the op by himself, he'll go for it again, and they'll put Sanks on one. So they've tried everything else, I guess. So this is kind of like a last-ditch effort to try to make something happen. Heavy B setup here for TSM right off the bat. 4 players gathered up here towards car. Just Finesse alone over here at alt, doing the normal halls clear.
Interesting to see if this will turn it around like they kind of did on train when they went for that double op setup. That's where they start to string those rounds. Make it a 10-5. We know how terrible TSM has been themselves.
Oh, no.
On the CT side. Unfortunately, there for Whitmer. Shoots a bullet between 2 players when he was fully blinded. Roka does not connect with his spray. And that's something that we don't see often either, where Roka is not able to hold a site, or at least able to get 2 or 3 kills before he falls down playing a site.
Yeah.
So that's one of the key reasons as to why you're seeing complexity lose this B side actually quite easily, and even A, like they can't really hold porch side. So the last 2 guys, Sanks and Def, trying to save their guns. FNS one more time, doesn't care, jumps in, gets the headshot, still chasing after. This time the Opper. Adren on the other side though, at the bottom. Are they going to try to go for the knife? Did he not even swing?
I don't know what happened there, but it doesn't really matter. It's still 11-0 in favor of TSM at the end of the day. So while we had quite a nail-biting game on train that even went into overtime, this game is looking pretty done. I mean,
okay. He swung, but he missed.
Oh man, definitely did not see this coming, considering how close train was and how well complexity played overpass. To see it be a one-sided affair for TSM on Inferno.
Well, this is going to be where complexity gets the first run on the scoreboard, because Roka is using the best gun in the game, which is the auto shotty. Yeah, they'll lose 2 players here, but he's going to move down with this auto shotgun to get 3.
They better get 5 at this point.
Okay, never mind. He's going to
get none.
Jump to his
Get
death.
cooked.
He didn't even have his gun out.
Just killing Whitmer through finesse. Oh man, I can't even. This game, so one-sided. Shinobi's got 1 kill, Whitmer with 2. No one else really doing crazy amounts better, really. Roka, who's normally just a great small-side anchor, only has 5 kills. Of course, he's had to do a lot of rotating. It's been mostly A hits this game, but still, just didn't see this happening. I really thought this would be a closer affair, and it's been all but that.
Well, we've seen a close affair on train, and we've seen a dominant performance from complexity on overpass. So let's not really take anything away from TSM. I mean, they're just playing this side very, very well.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
maybe the shots are not hitting for Complexity's side, but at the same time, it's the amount of entries that they're getting as well.
yeah, I mean, TSM's doing all the right things. They're playing this map pretty standard. They seem to have some pretty fixed positions. Like Adren's playing halls every single round. He's been able to do pretty well from there. Sick soloing Banana on these default rounds, but also doing some great entry work whenever they have like a set plan. And I mean, you know, he's top fragging, in fact, from that position. And Simphis and Automatic also doing their work here. So I mean, they're working out Inferno how it should be played, just getting Hall's control, playing default, and working opportunities. But now Cole finally get an opening pick. I feel like it's one of the first ones I've ever seen. Whitmer is going to catch this guy completely off guard. They pinch him in. Def will finish him off. But yeah, Cole might finally have a round here.
Nope. Semphis moves out. Deagle. At least with Def is able to fall back, but he falls back with 7 HP. Roka pushing down, loses that fight against Sick. So that gives an opening for the B bomb set, but they're still coming in towards A right now because they did have Finesse trying to lurk around, but he gets instantly headshotted there by Def with that 7 HP that still remained. Now Semphis is moving up, fully flashed, but they're not capitalizing on it. So Semphis jumps up and gets the kill onto Def as well.
And now Sink's confused. Should I go back? But I don't have time to go back. Oh no, and Sinks is actually still here. And Sink's gonna get the bomb plant, but he's gonna lose this 1v1 possibly. No, he won't. He recovers. Are you kidding? How does that happen? That was really scary though. You saw that moment of hesitation, like, wait a second. Simphis killed both people at A. This is not good. The last guy's probably here. I don't have time to go back. Oh no, I have to play a 1v1 despite the brilliant efforts of Simphis, but he still pulls it out anyway. That was definitely a crazy round, but props to Sick for a sick play. No pun intended, but maybe it was.
I think I want to bring JoJo back on stream to start barking to make this a little bit more entertaining than it is.
I mean, that was an entertaining round. It had some shenanigans involved. But TSM is
definitely what we're seeing this whole half, unfortunately, for Complexity. I mean, as much as we've seen such dominance in that first map, where did this all happen? Like, how did this all shamble down suddenly from Train into Inferno?
I don't know, man. And then, again, this is one of the maps where CT sides are usually so dominant. Like, even if you don't have crazy chemistry together because you just added a new fifth, normally you can work things out to a decent margin, but they've done all but that.
Yeah, of course, they couldn't really put that up into fruition yet, and
well, I mean, Whitmer had his chances with it and didn't find anything.
Yeah, even on top of that, you look at Shinobi, he's 1 in 14 at the same time too. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely not good either. Again, TSM's not doing anything special. They're playing fairly default, but they're just hitting all their shots, man. And they're making Complexity dance around the map. Like, Cole is constantly rotating back and forth, not really ever short of exactly where TSM is. I mean, that's one thing. I mean, maybe Complexity could have just tried to get more aggressive. I mean, they did have that one eco round push, but otherwise they've been fairly passive. And so I think they're just allowing TSM too much map control. And normally I wouldn't say that, but just because TSM's been able to manipulate their rotates so badly throughout the game, I feel like they needed that. Like, they needed that guaranteed information to be able to adjust accordingly and, like, be where they need to be. I don't know.
So Sinks at this point just going to try to save this Mag 7 with the remaining seconds of this round as the bomb's planted on Team Solo mid side. He is looking for some exit, at least for $900 from a kill, which could give him a little bit more moving into the last round of the first half. But he's not going to come in and counter with anybody yet. I think he's going to try to go for that kill inside the pit. Let's see that rush. Nope.
So, 14-0 here for TSM. And, wow, yeah, just... You never expect to see this type of score on any map, but especially from T-side of Inferno. And I'll just leave it at that. I don't think there's really much else to be said about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, right? But, again, the one thing you could count on is how Team Sulamid has been weak on their CT side, too. So maybe Complexity could fill in the same type of dose as they did, kind of, pretty much, against TSM the last few maps. The thing is, though, they're going to have to try to win 15 rounds in a row to bring it into overtime. Yeah. So there is no room, no room for error, pretty much, going into the second half.
No. Can't see this comeback happening. I mean, it was a great comeback from Cole on Train to march back in from their T side there to force an overtime, but that this would be a bit much to ask when it's 15-0. I think that maybe they can win pistol and at least avoid getting completely shut out, but I can't see any type of comeback at this point. I think Cole is just kind of drained.
Well, yeah, I was just listening to Dead Chat at the same time. People were just laughing every time they died. It's like, nothing's working. They've given up pretty much at that point.
When Cole were laughing?
Yeah. It's just like nothing.
That's like that insanity laughter, right?
Exactly.
Like when you're just so mentally out of it that your emotions are jumbled.
I mean, you get caught on reloads. You're trying to go for wide angle peeks. You see nobody. You decide to fall back. They peek out.
Yeah.
They have the worst luck right now in this half for complexity, unfortunately, playing against TSM.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is another point that we made in the pregame show. Is like, while Fraud was definitely not performing well, and bringing in Whitmer might help a bit, there's still other issues that Cole need to work through, and one of it is dealing with this. Like, I was talking to Shinobi actually earlier today, and he's even admitted to me that at times when the team is down like this, when they're just getting plowed, they don't seem to have the mental composure to make the comeback. Like, they don't have it in them. I mean, they actually did come out with it on train, sure, to get that overtime, but in general, that's been a constant problem for them, apparently, is like some players can certainly just kind of mentally check out of the game once it gets to a certain point, and they've just given up almost. And so that is something that they need to work on.
Well, Glock Train denied first off by Semphis with a pick from a Silence USP down that mid side. Shinobi's going to try to move up, and I guess one thing that could work here for Complexity side in the near future in terms of strategy is to actually ban Inferno as our first map. Whitmer, though, retaliating back, but quick flank from Adren in the hallway. Sick that headshotted by Sanks, and FNS is still holding that site. And there's Adren with that flank. They never expected that from that balcony side. It's a 3-on-2 situation. 1-man advantage. Roka trying to capitalize onto FNS. And also Adren speaking out. They're pushing through, and they simultaneously die. And a 16-0.
The first one I've seen for CEVO for this season between placement and both brackets. We have yet to have a 16-0, but now we do.
I think it's the first one I've ever casted.
Yeah, it's one of the very few I have casted. I can say that. I'm not 100% sure if it's the only one, but I definitely haven't seen too many. So
hopefully I won't see many more, but that was
hopefully not. Not fun for anyone unless like you are a super TSM fan, then maybe you were quite happy about it. But even then, you're probably like, wow, this game's kind of boring. But yeah, I mean, kind of a crazy series, right? We had two very one-sided maps with one map in the middle that went into overtime, so it was kind of a mixed bag of
definitely a pendulum swing as a matchup in this best out of three.
It's a good comparison, I think. But that will do it for tonight, as we do have TSM moving on. Complexity will be eliminated from the tournament. Earlier on tonight, we had Renegades eliminating Winter Fox. So both those teams will move on to the quarterfinals. And we will have some of those matchups going on probably later on this week. I think we do actually have a match scheduled for tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken, for the NA Pro scene. Looks like we got CLG taking on Noble at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then we have Selfless taking on Ex-Astral Authority at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So another doubleheader of best of threes for NA Pro League tomorrow night. I think we also have a EU match tomorrow as well, so you can check it out during the day. So we have pretty much daily coverage going on here at the CEVO channel, Sunday through Thursday for Pro League, for EU and NA. So be sure to follow up if you're not already here on Twitch, and you can also follow us casters as well at Dustmarat and at Vansilli. The links are going to be in chat.